So there's risk, and you have to trust. And what sounds fascinating, actually, and is similar to Minnie Driver, is that you recognize you go down a hole, but you are quicker at getting yourself up out of it, that somehow the years of building muscle and kind of recognizing, oh, this is the hole. It's not that you're never going to go down there. And I think all of us know that we're going to go down that damn hole, but it's knowing what gets you out there. But the thing that's pinging in my head is I had this idea that acting gave you a route and a persona, and so that felt coherent. But what you're describing isn't that at all.
It's coherent when I'm doing it. It's coherent and gives me a route and a wonderful map when I just got the job, when I got all the ideas, when I'm mapping it out. One of the great joys in life for me is opportunity, the sense of possibility. Oh, I could do this and that and that. That gives me a real buzz. Then doing it, the play with people, once you've gotten over the first day nerves or the nerves, which one always has, because you've never played the same part twice. That's the other thing. And then you've never, well, it depends. Maybe you have worked with the same people, but there's always nerves to deal with. And then I love walking around wearing somebody else.
Yeah.
In life. I'll take them for a walk. Unfortunately, and much to the irritation of those who live with me, if I've got an accent, the accent comes with me. And it's fun, and it's playful. I just played a German. So the German accent it was so fun because it had a sensuality. And I'm doing it wrong, but it brings out a different person.
Version of
play. It's a different version. And we have multitudes in ourselves. That's it. I love that. Whoever said that, we contain multitudes.
Yes, I love that.
I love that. And I also use that with dress. It's like, I love dressing up because I think we can become many, many different things. We are different people depending on who we are. I don't mean in a schizophrenic or multiple personality way, but we have all these different sides. So, and putting them on and playing with them is the antidote to, death. Seriousness of life. Ultimately, I get out of my
It's like being alive, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got to choose life, and it's like live on the side of life, and ultimately you've got to not take yourself so seriously, or you can, obviously, when you're in pain, there's no choice. It's not about taking things seriously, but if you can still play and have a laugh with somebody else. I love that. The other thing that really helps me is that the shortest distance between two people is laughter. And it's not sex. I think it's laughter. And that.
I love that. Oh my God, that's good.
So if you have the potential for that, that's what it's about. So you've got to do things to play. You've got to instill reasons to play and not take yourself so personally, I think.
I love what you're saying in the sort of freedom of it.
Yeah.
And in the vivacity and the kind of energy of being alive, like letting yourself be a different person today by the lipstick you're wearing or the shirt you put on or the jewelry or the accent. And that is exciting and playful and creative. And I think one of the terrible things of lockdown and then all this ghastly politics is that we've forgotten how to have fun. We've forgotten how to play. None of us have enough play. We're constantly sort of doom scrolling and miserable. And so I love the idea of connection is closest through laughter, not sex.
Yeah.
My stage of life is probably more likely, frankly.
I think that's definitely, I think sex is overrated, but that might say a lot about my sex, but
you're very sexy, Helena, let me just tell
thanks. So you, Julia, actually, bit of a girl crush going on, but
yeah, very mutual.
Yeah, Yeah, so nice. Well, hey, you're married, aren't you? Yeah, so am I.
I am married,
Virtually.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Mm.
anyway, we can love lots of people. That's the other thing, which I've always believed
And
in.
play with having a crush.
But of course,
Like, it's playful.
it is playful, and it's a play of energy and laugh and constructing sentences and making things together. Any kind of that kind of relationship, it's like building blocks, but doing it with sentences or thoughts. I think we're so overloaded with responsibilities. You know, the one good thing about COVID was pressing the pause, so we all had time to not answer 7,000 emails. The barrage of life stopped. I felt, for me, I was safe. I had my home. No one was ill. We could cope. And then, so I had the luxury of enjoying the fact that the world had stopped. So the inbox stopped. Then that thing of, the totally ridiculous thing about being an actor is you might not be in work, but you can see other people working. And for once, none of us are working. So
there's no envy
like,
and shit.
No
I
envy.
hate that she's got that part. Yeah.
There's no feeling of threatened by other people. It's very, very dangerous as a profession, because you can put your whole self-esteem in the hands of other people's success if you're not careful.
So how do you hold on to your core self and your confidence and who you are internally, given that all we've talked about of the different roles you can inhabit, the projections put onto you, what's been carried down to you from your parents and your grandparents, maybe your great-grandparents? How do you, I think one of the great difficulties in life is finding how to stabilize oneself with a sense of, this is the core aspects of me that I can rely on, that regulate me, that keep me sort of connected with myself and alive. Alive in both, not dead, but also alive energetically, rather than terrified all the time.
Cowering under the I think it changes from day to day. And I think, it's very interesting how quick a sense of confidence can vanish. I was talking about it with a really high achieving friend who was sort of saying, oh, I haven't done much with my life. And his trials, but you've done so much. And you're like, it's that sense of satisfaction or confidence just evaporates very, very quickly.
Yes, so true.
It is. But the thing is, I have a lot of compartments in my life. So I'm not just an actor. That's the other big challenge, is how do you balance all the roles? So I'm a mum to two very different individuals. I'm a daughter. I'm really good at that. I will say that.
Are you? That's a lovely thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah, I think I get that. I think I really won't. And that's another thing. That's the big ask of you. I want to ask you about the big challenge.
Okay.
But so the mum, I have friends who have really put up with the fact that I've had to vanish for times in my life, because when I become somebody else or go off on a job, it is all consuming, but they patiently wait for me to come back. I have a boyfriend. I have, this is not the list of priority on the list of priorities. It's not list of, yeah. And now I'm doing things for charity. I think I've always been quite eclectic and wanting to, so I'm very aware of not to pigeonhole myself and not reduce myself. And ultimately, it's listening to the shitty committee. If my shitty committee really gets nasty, like the other day when I was dealing with watching myself in this latest program, I started to sing out loud what they were saying. And that was a really good antidote. Like, oh my God, yes, you're 56. Yes, the face is sagging. Oh my God, it's changing. Yes, you're getting old. You're hideous. It just, and it really and I think the sound man, because I did it in the sound studio, was just looking at me like as if I was completely, and I said, yes, I'm mad, it doesn't really matter, but this is what I carry inside. And he said, you? I said, of course me. Every single person who walks this earth carries a shitty committee. I love the name.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
But once you
Thank
start
you.
talking it out, and I'm trying to, I hope it won't breach her thing, but I am trying to introduce this notion to my amazingly clever, stunning daughter, who has a very hyperactive inner critic. I'm trying to point out that what that inner critic says is not fact.
No.
It is
Feelings are not facts.
Yeah, feelings are not facts. Oh, there's so much I have learned from you, but that was another thing that I was going to say.